With a smiley face, I welcome all my viewers to Fresh Switch Solution TV. Here on this TV, we give you weekly banking and finance, current affairs, we give you finance and business updates, and we give you some financial advisory services. I assure you are going to get value following this channel. We have a lot for you, and you can see some of our objectives. You'll be able to make some informed decision. It's going to increase your skills, and once you are aware about what is happening in environment financially and banking, then you'll be able to make some informed decision. You have to be educated so that you'll be mind on what is happening in your financial world. Like this common saying, if you are not informed, you'll be deformed. And we also make sure you are involved and you be in the financial realm, looking at this ever evolving business and financial landscape. So join me as we dive into today's news and current affairs. Yeah, here are the highlights. Before I go on for the highlights, we like to give credit and also acknowledge the source of this news, talking about Business Day, Bloomberg, and Financial Times News. Number one on the list, we have for the CBN governor, Cardoso, Nigerian jumbo rate hike was not enough. That is a message coming from CBN governor. Naira rises by 4.55% after CBN cleans FX backlog. We also have Cardoso begins cleansing at CBN uses out directors. All right, let's move on. We have Adara Emoji become first female group managing director of Zenith Bank. Cement price looking beyond limestone as local raw materials. And we also have Tinubu opens land here border. Let's lead sanctions against Nigeria Republic. That's a very good message from that. And now we move on to our foreign news. India's quid pro quo strategy for trade talk. That is a very nice strategy for business, in dialogue. I'm going to explain in a jiffy. The Bank of Japan has ended an era of negative interest rates. A very good one. New York keep top spot, at the London financial survey that happened in this week. Now join me as we dive into details. Before that, I need to introduce myself. My name is Afudala James. I'm a banker with over 7 years banking experience across retail and corporate banking, experience in credit and risk management. I'm a business developer, a digital marketer, and I educate people, create content, financial, current affairs, banking transactions, financial advisory services, and also some gist and news on finance. So on this Fresh Solution channel, what we do is to educate you financially so that you can be able to make an informed decision. And now we move straight to the business of the day. The Central Bank of Nigeria has scheduled its rate decision meeting. Looking at the meeting that's held on Friday, on February, there's a meeting on February by the MPC and some reports which we have been seeing. The report by the minute. We're able to see that MPR was increased by 425 basis points, which increased MPR to 22.75. That is very good. All this is to curtail inflation and also to mobilize to stimulate the economy. As the time the CBN governor assumed position, their first meeting was that one on February. They're supposed to have another meeting this week, but was postponed, and the reason we are known to them. Where many people have been asking question, what is the correlation? Yes, there's correlation. According to National Bureau of Statistics, this week, the report that was out is that Nigeria inflation is at 31.7. That's very high. So one of the functions for CBN is to contain inflation. And what they do is by increasing NPR. That is conventional economics. When an NPR is being increased, definitely it will reduce demand. In the long run, increase supply, and also the inflation is going to reduce. And it's also going to reduce debt. Credits being given out. Credit facilities being given out. And we have been seeing this repercussion, this reaction from the commercial banks. Commercial bank has started, increasing their interest rate because they have to break even. This is just normal, It's just normal. They have to bring people. So that's some of the aftermath of increasing an NPR. However, the CBN Governor Cardoso himself gave some a report and let us know that he argued that substantially this NPR increase will steer up Nigeria towards achieving a positive real interest rate, which is very crucial goal to stimulate savings and investments. And also stated that it's this in a long time it will attract the capital inflow necessary to enhance liquidity in the foreign exchange market. These are the things coming from the CBN governor. And now we move to the next report. Yes, looking at what happened recently, CBN injecting FM to the economy and the NPR. We have started seeing the report that naira to dollar, naira started gaining strength and really appreciating. You can see as of Tuesday, according to FMD Securities and Exchange Limited, dollar was to naira, it was 1,560 naira 57 kobo, and as at date, today's Friday, business of Friday, you can see that it has gained more strength to 1,251 naira per dollar. However, this is still on the high side looking at it, but you can see that the CBN governor is proving, they are letting us know what they can do. However, we still want it to reduce more. At that time, I started knowing dollar to naira. Naira was around 195 naira. So let's do something. Go to the comment section. As at the time you know naira to dollar, how much is it at that time for Nigeria? And if you are foreigners, any country you are, there is always an exchange. So how much was dollar to naira as at the time you started knowing naira to your currency? So we move on to the next slide. Still on the CBN, Cardoso tried to disengage some directors in the system. It is a way of letting the young grow, which is very important. But it's also advised that they also give some pension policies, some remuneration for this director as they leave the system. And also, you can see for the pronouncement of the President of Nigeria, he said that some of these units to be transferred from Abuja to Lagos, and you can see their reaction by the CBN Governor Olayemi Michael Cardoso himself, that 1,000 staff has been deployed from Abuja to Lagos. Then we move to the next slide. Zenith Bank PLC has appointed Adara Moja as their new group managing director and their CEO. That's a very good one coming from Zenith Bank. One thing about this slide, when you position yourself well, definitely when the opportunity comes, you are going to be the first call in contact. If you check throughout Dara profile, she has been very dedicated, highly experienced in banking. She has spent almost 30 years in banking and 26 years in Zenith Bank. That's very hard. So it's not really easy. She has already paid her price, and you can see the reward is coming after her being the female GMD. That's first female GMD in Zenith Bank. However, the first female GMD in Zenith Bank, but not the female GMD, in commercial banks. We have almost 8 to 9 commercial banks that they are female MD. For instance, you can see the life of Miriam Olusanya from GT Bank, Yemisi Edu from FCMB. We have Bukola Smith from FSDH Merchant Bank. We have Ali Buba as the MD of SunTrust. We also have Iriti Samuel, that's the MD of Citibank in Nigeria, and the rest of them, the MD of Unity Bank, Union Bank, and also even Lotus Bank, that's Kafilat Araoye. So we have all of these female, and they are doing wonderfully well, performing wonderfully well. So kudos to the female in that. But we are still looking up to the time that a female will be our president. We'll be looking up to that, which will be very interesting. So let's move straight to the next slide. And this is in business, to describe the situation of what happened when an increase in cement, that really go a long way, thankfully, throw away food from the table of some people, contractors and everybody, everybody riding up and down. However, the point is that why do you have to get to a stage that the main raw material for cement is what? Is limestone. And limestone is being produced here in Nigeria. We are not depending on dollar. Then why is it on the outside? Alright, so it's a very call for all the manufacturers and all the business we go and our government to look into it, for them to make sure we have other sources to be getting all this limestone, other sources to be getting all this raw material, so that we will not witness what we witness. Cement rising from 5,000 to going to 15,000 on the high side. But we thank God that it's coming, to reducing gradually. So it's a very good call. Let government work on it. And there's other things, so many of them that affect this, insecurity and all the likes. So let's move to the next news. We have our President Bola Tinubu himself, opening some borders. This is also in the view to encourage commercial trade, commercial transactions. They have to leave band the border between Nigeria and Niger Republic, so that there will be a free movement and also be some improvement in commercial, trading country to country in the ECOWAS system is going to boost our economy at large. And now we move straight to the foreign news. But before we go to the foreign news, it's a very, 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 very saddening, very sardonic when we hear the news of what happened to almost 17 gallant soldiers. What happened in Delta, on a peace mission, but they were laid, they were attacked by an ambush, and they were killed. Almost 3 officers and 14 soldiers were killed. So sorry for that. Very, very devastating. Very, very devastating. Well, as a Nigerian, we pray and we pray to God that the God will give the deceased parents fortitude to bear the loss. I'm not a soldier and I don't have relatives. However, these people have been my family. In my experience in banking, I can tell you for free that 45% of my retail customers are from a uniform men. We wine and dine together. We really enjoy ourselves. Witness a lot of things with them. I have a lot of their contacts. It's very, 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 very encouraging. So on this note, I stand, use this time to condemn and also join all the uniform men, especially the military, sending condolence talk to the Nigerian army at large. And now we move straight to our foreign news. A clear pattern. There is this big trade between the Tesla CEO Elon Musk and also of India. They've been on this trade talk for a long time, but it was very good news, very good one for India, that we find out that we were able to close this deal. Reach at least 80% deal close. By a strategy called quid pro quo. It's just a way of trade by barter and exchanging. For India, to be a very good one for Elon Musk to import some things to their country, and they were able to for Indian Prime Minister, they're able to reduce some tariff and for importation, especially importation of electric cars. So that is a very good one for Elon Musk to enter the very gigantic market of India, over 1 billion population. That's very massive. I need to make sure I take my business to India. Seriously, that's a very massive population coming there. So it's a very good deal for Elon Musk and also a very good deal for India at large. So I congratulate all my Indian viewers that is watching Fresh Situation TV. And now to the next news. All this inflation is happening here and there, not only in Nigeria, even in other countries. And that's what happened in Japan, whereby their CBN governor to have to find a way to increase their NPR so they too can contain their inflation, I think, to 3%. So Japan has been in negative interest rate. It has been minus 0.1 since over 20 years back. And you can see now that they are trying to move from the negative interest rate to a positive interest rate. So that's why they have to increase their rate to 0.1. So that's plus 0.1, yeah. So 0.1. So they are really doing well on that, and it's just in mind to contain inflation. And to the next news, which is the last news, for every cities, every year, that's what they used to carry out what we call a global financial survey, whereby they determine the best city that is more stable financially. And in this ranking, you could see that New York still came first, followed by London. Then the third is Singapore. After Singapore, we have Hong Kong, and then San Francisco, and then down the line. So that's a very good one. That simply means, if you want to know where to travel to, they have financial stability. Those are where to see that. Thank you so much. I think that's end news update for today. Please keep watching us, as you are going to enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not a solo worker, so you have a very amazing team with me. Remain the host and the director of Ololuwa James. I have with me also Mrs. Aferi Foliwa. She is our chief editor. We're talking about English and grammar. She get on plenty. We also have a senior graphic designer, very skillful in graphics, and his name is Katola Avidiji. So thanks so much, everyone. So much appreciate. And now this is the comment section. Try and drop your comments. Anything, if you have contribution comments, anything you want to drop, go to the comment section and drop it. This is highly valuable, and I'm very sure you are getting value from these videos. I'm very sure you're getting more value as we progress in this content. So, like, share, and subscribe to Fresh Solutions TV on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and also on TikTok. Don't enjoy this alone. Share with your friend, relative that is going to be benefited to them, and I'm very sure the trial will convince them. Thank you so much. You can communicate with us here on our email, that's theswitch@gmail.com, and we say thank you for watching. At Fresh Solution, we switch